All right, so let's look at how to find input and output values if you have the equation or the formula for the function. So for the output value, you're going to be given that value of x, or your independent variable. You're going to just plug it into the function and run it through your calculator and get your y value, your dependent variable value. For the input, you're going to set your equation equal to whatever value they gave you. And then you're going to solve for your independent variable, or your x value. So let's give this a whirl. So we have f of x is x squared minus 2x minus 8. And we're going to start by finding f of 0. So this is asking you to find the y value, or the output. So we're going to plug 0 in everywhere we see an x. And that gives me 0 minus 8. So I get negative 8 as an answer there. Letter B says solve f of x is equal to 0. So this one is an input one. So we'll take our function and we'll set it equal to 0 and solve. So I have x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. And then I need to solve this. And if you don't remember how to solve this, what we're going to do is factor this into two parts here. So I have an x minus a 4 and an x plus 2. And that's equal to 0. And that's definitely something we're going to look more at as we move on in this class. But I'm hoping you still remember that. If you're struggling with that skill, let me know, and I'll definitely help you out with that. So now I have two things that are multiplied to 0. So if I know that a times b is equal to 0, then either a is 0 or b is 0, or they're both 0, right? It's the only way you can get two things to multiply together to get 0. So if x minus 4 is 0, then I know that x is equal to 4. And if x plus 2 is equal to 0, I can subtract that 2 over the other side, and so I get x is equal to negative 2. So get two answers on this one. What I would like you to do is go ahead and pause the video, see if you can find f of 3. I think you should be pretty successful at that, I'm hoping. And then give f of a whirl. And if you don't know how to do that, that's fine. Give it your best shot. And then we'll come back and take a look at that together and make sure we're all on the same page before we finish the rest of these. All right, so let's give this a try. So f of 3, this is an output one. So I'm just going to plug 3 into my function and number crunch that. So I have 3 squared minus 2 times 3 minus 8. So 9 minus 6 minus 8. And that gives me a negative 5. Right, and then letter D, f of a. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace that with an a. So that's what that's asking me to do. So I get a squared minus 2a minus 8. And that's all we're doing for that one. All right, now we're going to use these to work on these other ones in the right-hand column. So we're going to find f of a minus 3. So we already found f of a here. So I'm going to put that up here. So a squared minus 2a minus 8. And then I'm going to subtract 3 from that. If I simplify that, the a squared doesn't have any partners, neither does the 2a. The minus 8 and the minus 3 can be combined, and that's going to combine to be minus 11. Okay, so there's our answer there. Circle some of these. All right, so this one says f of a minus f of 3. So all three of these are pretty similar. The parentheses just kind of change things up a little bit. So let's look at how these are different. So this one says f of a minus f of 3. So we know f of a is a squared minus 2a minus 11. And we found f of 3 already, that's negative 5. If we hadn't found that, we would just do the same process. We'd plug whatever number they gave us into our original function and calculate that out, and then just combine all the like terms. So again, the a squared doesn't have any partners to combine with, neither does the 2a. And I have minus 11, and this is plus 5, because 2 minus signs give me a plus. So negative 11, or oh, sorry, wow, I made a mistake there. That should be minus 8. Wow, I am so sorry about that. I copied the wrong thing over. Let's fix that. So I have minus 8 plus 5, and that gives me minus 3. All right, so sorry about that. All right, and then the last one is find f of a minus 3. So similarly to how we handled this one, where every place we saw an x, we replaced it with an a, what we're going to do is replace all the x's with a minus 3. So that's going to look like the quantity a minus 3 in parentheses squared minus 2 times a minus 3 minus 8. All right, so we need to combine all the like terms. So to do that, we need to multiply this out. So this is a minus 3 times a minus 3 minus, I see a 2a. Then minus 2 times a minus 3 gives me a plus 6, and then a minus 8. All right, so that's what I have so far. Then let's FOIL this out. Remember, you got to multiply this with everybody. So I get an a squared minus a 3a minus another 3a, and then plus 9 minus 2a, and then I'm going to combine these two while I'm here. So plus 6 minus 8 gives me a minus 2. And then one last step of combining like terms. So I have a squared. Those two together give me a minus a 6a plus a 9. And then I have minus 2a and minus a 2. Okay, so I have a squared minus 8a, and that'll be plus 7. All right, so that gives us our answer for that one. All right, so hopefully you were able to follow along with that, and I'll see you in the next video to do some more practice with equations.